Hello there, welcome to video 1 in my How to Play the Piano in 10 Lessons course. This is video 1 and you are a beginner. That means that you probably haven't played a piano in your life, but you know what one is. What's unique about my course is that I've created it based on a combination of many teaching methods and many things that I've learned, studied over the last 20 years or so, and I'm going to give it to you. It's not going to be a normal piano course. Don't think about books, don't think about even other videos on YouTube. I've done a quick check today and I've looked for piano courses and everything's very, very good. I'd like to think that mine is unique because I have a philosophical approach to things, and I'm a very, very strong believer in materialization, let's say. I'm not a believer, it's more of an observational fact that by repeating a positive ideal, whatever that may be, it can be negative, but by reinforcing what you consider to be a positive ideal, it will come to pass. Now, the body follows the mind, so you need to train your mind. The difference with my course over others is that we'll be also training your what I call internal piano. That means that you're also going to be playing the piano and practicing the piano when you are away from the piano, when you're not actually in front of it. That sounds very, very strange, but as the course progresses you'll completely come to understand what I mean. You may have an awareness that I have some jazz piano playlists. I have a jazz piano playlist. I have some of my own compositions. So of course I'm a jazz pianist and I compose piano music, but this video is completely focused on bringing a beginner to a very good level in the time that you dictate, but it will take 10 lessons. I've written out a course on a piece of paper, and each video will focus on 3 things, so you won't be overwhelmed. The 3 things will be clearly marked in the video, or I'll say them very, very clearly. So the first thing I want to do, the first thing in this video, is I want to dispel myths that you may have about playing the piano. Playing the piano is not difficult. Playing the piano does not mean that you need to spend many hours playing the piano. There are many negative connotations about playing the piano when you're an adult. When I say adult, I mean basically over 18, up to whatever age you may be. You don't need to spend many hours playing the piano. The only way that you're going to become a successful, what I call purposeful pianist, I have a lot of terms that you're going to come to know very soon. The only way that you can become a purposeful pianist is by having very targeted practice. So if you practice for 6 hours a day for a year, if you're practicing the wrong things and you're not thinking in the right way, it would have been a waste of time, and you will have the same level that you would have had if you'd done it properly in a week. That's the idea. So you don't need, the first myth I'm dispelling absolutely outright, is that you don't need to spend a lot of hours to become a good pianist. You will get to a level and then you break that level and you go to the next level. That time is down to you doing focused practice, and if you follow this course to the end, you will I will encourage you and I'll tell you directly what to do to become a very good, as I call what I call purposeful pianist. And it will not take a long time, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 6 months if you follow the videos slowly, but it won't be more than that, I shouldn't think, if you do a little bit every day, because it will be targeted. The second myth is big hands. You don't need big hands to play the piano. This is a completely ridiculous idea. I agree, and it's obvious that there is a physical limitation. For example, some people cannot play what is called an octave, which is basically the same note with 12 notes between it. We'll go into the theory later, but as you can see, there are some white notes and black notes on the piano, and when you play a note which is the same, there are 2 black notes, 3 black notes. We'll go into all that later, but basically an octave is when you play any note 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and start counting again, so 13 notes up. This is an octave basically, and some people cannot reach an octave. I can reach a tenth, which I'll explain in more detail in another video. This is a 10th, 9th and then an 8th, called an octave. Some people can't reach an octave, so there is a physical limitation, but it won't, and it shouldn't, and I won't let it disrupt your learning or your confidence. There are ways to play music without playing an octave. So relax if you cannot reach an octave. It's not the end of the world. You have two hands, don't forget. The third myth to be dispelled is that you need to start the piano young. Yes, okay, it's again true that when you are younger your fingers are more nimble, they're growing, they're developing, and it's very good to capture that growth period, that growth time spurt when you are young, when you are 5-6 years old or even younger. So yes, there is a physical scientific background to this being true. However, with the right thinking and the right targeted practice, it doesn't matter if you're 50 years old. If you do targeted practice all the time, focused practice with a positive attitude, which I'm going to absolutely reinforce in you in every video I make, through the repetition of this positive ideal, your fingers will follow your body. I'm not going to give you any exercises or things that will damage your health. I don't want to be blamed for causing somebody a physical injury, so what I say will have its restrictions, but it doesn't matter what age you are. If you are not 7 years old watching this, it is not too late to play the piano, and at the end of this course you will be as good or better than anyone else who's following the same course. So you're not too old. The second focus of this quick video, this introductory video, lesson 1, is the problems of adult learners. I am 30 at the time of recording, and I've taught the piano, we can say, for 10 years. I've also taught French, and I've taught, I was a translator, and I've taught English for the last 11 years. Most of my life, 90% of my life, I can say, has been teaching. It's been showing other people things. I love to do it. That's why I make these videos, of course, for free. And all of my experience living in France and in Hungary, where I am now, in the majestic city of Budapest, adults have a very, very different way of thinking and learning and studying consciously than children. What you need to do is you need to learn what we're going to do in these videos as if you are a child. The problem is that you lack confidence. The second problem is that you don't think you don't have enough time, you haven't got enough free time. And the third thing is that you ask too many questions as an adult. These are the three big problems: lack of confidence, blaming circumstances, oh, I haven't got enough time, oh, it's too late, oh, I need to wake up in the morning, all these adult problems. And the third is that you ask too many questions. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to boost your confidence to such a point that you will not even believe how positive you feel about the piano, and your playing will increase and improve every single day without fail. Do not complain that you have no time, because you are going to be playing on your internal piano, not only the physical piano. Whatever you play on a physical piano can be played on your internal piano. The idea is that you're going to practice more complicated ideas on your internal piano, and when you come to a physical piano, because you've already trained yourself to a point, you will be able to more successfully reproduce this internal piano practice on the physical real piano, because your fingers will follow your mental commands, which have been enhanced through the repetition of the positive ideal away from the piano. And in terms of questions, well, of course you can't ask me a question directly because you're not sitting next to me, but in a way you are. You can ask questions under the videos, and I do welcome questions, but don't ask what I would call, quite simply, and I know that there are no stupid questions, but one of my students, 5 or 6 years ago, once asked me why there are 88 keys on a piano. I mean, I don't know, honestly. I have absolutely no idea why there are 88 keys. This keyboard is a DGX 640. I believe it has 76 keys. No idea why it hasn't got 88. It's just not even a question I can answer. And in that particular lesson with that particular lady, I couldn't continue the lessons with her, because anything I said when I talked about intervals and notes and keys, things we're going to go into in video 2, the next one, she always asked a question every single time, and I could not teach her anything. So don't ask too many questions. Just listen to what I tell you, which will be a simple bomb, just like when I'm teaching English, which is what I do quite a lot nowadays, and just accept what I tell you, because it will always be a clear, bomb in your mind, no exceptions. So, and it's my job, of course, to make that easier for you, so you ask less questions. But really, don't get carried away asking questions and always asking, why is this, why that, why that, why that, why is an interval called a whole tone? And it just is. If you want to find out all that kind of stuff, then you have Google available for that. Now, The third and most important part of this video is about your self-belief. The biggest stumbling block for any pianist or anybody at any age in any field of study is that they don't believe that they can do it. So this is going to, all of my videos are going to have some kind of encouragement in them, and I'm going to really push you. And I don't know you personally, but it doesn't matter. People are the same at the core. People like to be encouraged. People like to be made to feel good, and that's the same for anybody, whatever their life story. So I'm telling you that you must believe in yourself. I'm going to make sure that this continues all the way to the last word of lesson 10, because this is a 10 video course. We are going to repeat. We're going to have a repetition of the positive ideal. We are going to be having focused practice in every video, and I'm going to give you ideas for finger exercises, for mental exercises, mental practice, and anything that you learn physically on the piano from my videos you will have to internalize away from the piano. So sometimes you may have to repeat something, sometimes you may have to ask me a question physically to ask me to explain something I've said in a video, and I will happily do that, of course. Then you need to just soak it up, internalize it, repeat it, and eventually your body will respond physically to what you've mentally stimulated it with. Good, excellent. So the self-belief. I can't do anything if you're not going to believe in yourself. At the time of recording, it's the end of December 2014, and many people will have got pianos or electric pianos for their Christmas presents. Many people have New Year's resolutions, and there's going to be a lot of doubt at this time of year, you know. I want you, if you're watching it at this time of year, or any time of year, because you'll be watching it more during the year than everyone suddenly in the end of December, beginning of January, don't doubt that you will have don't think that you won't be able to do this. Don't have doubt. As I said, I'm going to repeat everything to you. I'm going to encourage you in every single video, and you're never going to be lost. You can always ask me questions. The piano is not difficult to play. It's very well laid out, actually. It's very, very clever, and you're going to be fine. The first lesson, in a way, that I'd like to give you just from this video as it comes to a close is to leave this. I want you to leave every video with a positive thought, with some kind of next step up, with some kind of progress, a feeling of progress, or I'm not doing my job properly. What I want you to do is to recognize, in the next video we're going to look at the detail of the notes and their names, but what I want you to take away from this video is to identify what I call your musical personality. So just before you actually start playing the piano, before our adventure begins and you go off to great heights in piano playing, I want you to discover your musical personality. And what that means is, I actually have a video on it already. I'll put a link to it here somewhere. I have a video on musical personality. Maybe a bit complicated in terms of what I play, but the words are still valuable. Your musical personality is what you like in music. What are you, the kind of person who likes, how can I explain it? Do you like sweet sounds, very soft, this kind of sweet stuff? That kind of soft sound? Do you like by the way, in that video, in that example, I was using a lot of pedal, so you know there's a gentleness about it. But maybe you like to play with no pedal. You like music where there's no pedal and it's just the blues. I was going to do a bit of a blues here. Just that blues. That kind of thing, that kind of bluesy thing. You may like some Latin stuff. You like a Latin kind of rhythm. There are many, many different styles. So what I think you should do is start to discover and really think about consciously, what do I like on the piano? So discover your musical personality and find out what you like. That will help you to be able to apply what you're taking from my videos, and your studies will, from day one, from minute one, be focused. So that's very, very good. And the second thing I'm going to leave you with right now, and I'm going to leave it hanging, is that there are no black and white notes on the piano. I'm going to let you think about that as you will, and I'll go into that in more detail in lesson 2. So welcome to the course, and see you in the video number 2, and thanks for watching. There'll be more playing in the next video, so this is just the introductory video. Thanks very much for your time, and see you soon. Good luck.